On today's show, we're going to be exploring the most important LinkedIn updates for us as marketers and how to apply them, including more signs that LinkedIn is going all in on video. It's come a long way, hasn't it? Also, a new easy way to recycle your LinkedIn newsletters and articles. And is it time to invest more effort into SEO on LinkedIn? It just keeps becoming more and more important, and definitely some ad updates, especially if you are an agency owner or manager. So we'll get into all of that right now. My name is Jerry Potter. Yes, it rhymes with the boy wizard, host of the Social Media Marketing Talk Show, a production from Social Media Examiner, where we break down all of the latest social media news and what it means for marketers like you. So kicking off with LinkedIn video carousels are now rolling out to more people. So this originally came out in May. We've had it for a little bit of time now, but with video carousels, you can essentially have this side-by-side scrolling display of video clips. And this is essentially, as we said, LinkedIn leaning more into video. And so again, just to be clear, this is from the consumer side. This isn't something we can create. So I haven't seen this at all on my feed, but I did finally get the videos tab in my LinkedIn app a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if I was the last one or not, but basically you'll go through, and if you are creating these short form videos, these vertical videos for LinkedIn, then users can see them in a similar fashion as they would see them in a Facebook feed on desktop, primarily is where you'll see those. Same thing on Instagram. But this is the main thing to keep in mind is if you are making these short form videos, now your thumbnail or the text that's on the very beginning of the video is going to become that much more essential. So when we think about these short form videos on any of the platforms, normally people are just swiping through, right? We want to get their attention right away. But on Facebook for years, and even before Reels came along with Facebook Stories, they would actually show them in the regular feed. And I personally, as a consumer, I click on them all the time just to see, like, because whatever the opening hook was so compelling. And so just really kind of think about that with your short form videos that you're putting on LinkedIn if you haven't already. So let me just check my notes here and say if I'm missing anything. Basically, they're going to show the videos most likely matched to the person who's going through the feed. And then, of course, if anyone taps on it, it takes you right into that full screen video feed. Now that I do have that video feed too, I wanted to share. I don't know, everybody's feed is different, right? They're all suited to us. And I need to ask a few friends if I can browse their LinkedIn app for a little bit and hopefully not mess up their algorithm. But I'm mostly seeing TikTok style, I'll call it that, TikTok style videos where they're about business and work and entrepreneurship as you'd expect to see on LinkedIn. But it's a lot of like skits and sketches and things where two people play, or one person plays two different characters and things like that. So it'll be interesting. I'm not surprised that kind of content performs well on LinkedIn, and it's the stuff that's coming up in my feed because generally people like that content. It's more engaging than someone just talking, but it'll be interesting to watch and see if more of, solo videos and things that are less gimmicky might start to kind of break through as it goes through all of that. Okay. All right. Lots more updates for LinkedIn, including a new way to recycle your newsletter, which we'll tell you about here in just a second. But if you are looking for the best place to go to take your marketing to the next level, after 11 conferences, thousands and thousands of glowing testimonials from attendees, Social Media Marketing World is still the number one place to go and improve your marketing. And if you've never been in person, this is the best way to get the most out of the experience, because in addition to getting all the latest marketing strategies around, all the social networks and AI and everything like that, you also make these incredible connections. I have had so many collaborations and referrals and things just that comes from meeting people at Social Media Marketing World. Now, you can't find these connections just anywhere. A lot of our attendees have said that the Social Media Marketing World connections are the best in their business. So learn more, grab your ticket now. All access tickets are available for Social Media Marketing World coming up in 2025, which is soon. Here we are about to enter fall, right? Go to socialmediamarketing.world, socialmediamarketing.world, and I hope to see you there. All right, LinkedIn newsletters. video is sort of the new darling on LinkedIn, right? But LinkedIn newsletters for the last year have been the big opportunity on LinkedIn. Your followers get notified, non-followers get, the newsletter gets shared to them. New people follow you. They're invited to follow the newsletter. Just a lot of amazing organic reach in there, which is great. And some users are now reporting that when you highlight text from a newsletter, and I tested this and I had it. So if you're in a newsletter, you highlight text, you can now choose between copy, like you would normally choose in any article, right? Or to share the quote. And if you click share the quote, what happens is it'll basically bring up a post creation box with the highlighted text and the newsletter or the article attached. And then you can add a caption or whatever else that you want. So my first thought was like, wow, wouldn't that be really nice if people started quoting the articles that we put out, right? If you say something profound enough that somebody's like, oh, I'm going to go ahead and do this. But then the second thing that I wanted to check and see is, can we do this for our own articles as a method of being able to repurpose our own content in an easy way? And the answer is absolutely yes. I tested it. You can do this for your own articles. And so a few ways to think about using this. You could set up a system where every week you also promoted the article that came out 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, or some sort of recycling system. We won't get into the recycling math right now, but go in, find a notable quote, highlight it, and then create a new post from it to keep driving people back to it. And then depending on your workflow, now, even as you are creating your newsletters or articles, you could create them in a way where you knew that it was going to be repurposed in that way. And so then you might be more likely to make it a listicle, for example. So let's say it is the top 5 ways or 5 things to know or whatever it might be. Well, then you could go through and just automatically know we're going to repurpose this 5 times, and each time the quote is going to be one of the ways. So then you're giving value in the new post, but then also at the end, people can link through and see the entire thing. So I just think there's an incredible opportunity for all of this to really stretch the life of our newsletters and articles, especially if they're evergreen, if they're not news-based or anything like that. So, all right, some updates on search. LinkedIn has outlined improved semantic search capability. In other words, search results are much better, which is good news if you're creating things for SEO on LinkedIn. So they released all of this stuff about token-based retrievers and, which went right over my head. The short version is, I looked into it, I studied it. Search is way, way better. And this goes right along with investing more time in SEO so that your stuff is more likely to come up. And in addition to that, this goes right along to where LinkedIn reported earlier this year. I was trying to find when we talked about this on the show, but they reported earlier this year that content is going to live on 6 months, 2 years, as long as it's relevant. So if you create evergreen content on a topic that people are searching for, then it is going to keep showing up and keep getting out there. So again, just keep that in mind. Another reason to really be thinking about SEO as you are creating some of these things. Make sure that your titles or something that's in the thing that you're creating definitely has in there a term of some sort that somebody might search for. So, and by the way, the basic version of what happened before versus what happened now, it used to be that if there wasn't an exact match for something, it's funny to talk about this because it seems like for Google, we've had this forever. But if it wasn't an exact match for something, then LinkedIn didn't know how to surface it up. But now, even if it's not an exact match, AI is being integrated so that people can serve up the results that are going to be much, much better, much closer to what people are looking for, which is good for us if we're creating content that people are looking for. Okay, if you are doing LinkedIn ads, there's a new key metric in LinkedIn Campaign Manager, and it's called audience penetration. And so what audience penetration does, and I want to read this just to make sure that I get this right for you, measures the percentage of your target audience that your ads have successfully reached. So for example, if your audience penetration is 40%, that means you've reached 40% of the people in your targeted audience. Now, just to go a little bit deeper in this, that means if you chose a targeted audience, you said, I want to reach people in this industry that work for these 5 companies and have these interests or whatever it might be. Then it says, all right, you have a potential audience of 250,000 in this potential audience, then that's what it's basing the number on. Okay. So this is audience penetration of the demographics and things that you've chosen, not of like your audience or anything like that. That would be cool to see too. So they say that if you have audience penetration for B2B campaigns between 10 and 40%, that is considered typical. If it's too low, it could be that it's time to choose a smaller audience or that you need to increase your ad spend because basically, it's a percentage, right? So the numbers need to get closer to each other to reach more of the right people. And then a couple of new other features in LinkedIn ads as well. One is much better billing management. If you are an agency owner, they have a new invoicing system to streamline billing process for business admins. So customers, basically you could go in and you apply for monthly invoicing once and then link all relevant ad accounts to that payment method. And then everything is all in one place. So if previously you've had to log out and in and out and in, this is a much simpler way to get everything streamlined. So, which could be great. And then this is one thing that I am excited about. I am not a big LinkedIn ad person by all means, but this is a really incredible tool. Essentially, what they've set up now is the possibility for advertisers to now target leads who meet their specific criteria pulled directly out of your CRM data. So if I'm understanding this correctly, we've always known as marketers, right, that the algorithm knows more about people than we do. Right. So we could say that, hey, I want to target people who work for media companies that are also avid coffee drinkers, for example. And then on the back end, the algorithms on all the platforms know that, these media company employees who are avid coffee drinkers are also really into yoga and exotic pretzel dipping sauces or whatever it might be, right? They know all of that. Well, now this gives us the opportunity as advertisers to share more from our CPM to focus on high quality leads most likely to convert. So currently this is in beta testing. It's supposed to be out for all clients soon, but if you are big on LinkedIn ads for yourself or for your clients, definitely something that is going to be worth looking into very, very soon. Sounds like an incredible tool. All right, quick reminder, you can learn more about an all-access ticket to Social Media Marketing World today. Just go to socialmediamarketing.world. Grab it now. Again, socialmediamarketing.world. And if you want to add another podcast to your listening lineup, a couple for you to check out. One is the Social Media Marketing Podcast, and the other is the AI Explored Podcast. Get that wherever you consume your podcasts. Until next time, may you be wise with your marketing decisions. Thanks, everyone. Bye.